Hi, and welcome to my life, deep in the heart of moderately into the evening Central Texas. It's been a beautiful day here today, and fortunately, beautiful things happened. My friend Master State was in town because he had a particular certificate coming to him from Elder Master Duncan and Grand Master Sin Thé. And we all love Grand Master Sin Thé. He's a great man. He's friendly. He signs the kids' keys across the back of the shoulders and down their arm. And he has a little talk with them. And we tell the kids to be polite and respectful. He's not young. And he's awesome, though. And there were some folks testing tonight. That's what we do when he comes to town, and that's when folks test to brown belt. There's 3 levels of brown belt, and then some test to black. And I don't know how many people tested, but people were certainly advancing. And that's a good thing. And in true Texas fashion, my friend Master State showed up in cowboy boots and jeans, of course, and then he got informed he needed to be in uniform. And he actually keeps one in a particular closet at the school. That's okay. I don't know if he went out to his car and got one, but he got a particular certificate too. Not me. I'm still having trouble walking in little tiny circles. I learned so much before, but I was having all the brain fog and inflammation that goes with eating wrong. And like I said, I'm down 90 pounds now. And I have a lot less than that in front of me still to lose. But it's coming off, and I love that. And my friend Hannah, Master Duncan's wife, she's looking good too. She's been working on it. And Dawn was talking about events they might go do. I didn't get any comments when I mentioned the possibility of maybe interviewing one of them. Because if you have questions about martial arts, these are the people to talk to or to ask questions of. And seriously, they would love to see more people jump into martial arts. I mean, if what you have near you is karate and jiu-jitsu to choose from, or taekwondo, then that's what you go look into. And if what you have near you is a kung fu school, or a kung fu and tai chi school, because older folks gotta exercise too, and there's a lot of differences in my life. Even when I was in kung fu, it helped. It helped limber me up and loosen things that were getting way too tight and not right. I mean, at that point, I had been diagnosed with bone loss already. And so I really didn't want to risk sparring, because if I got hurt, somebody might blame themselves. I mean, great health insurance. If I get hurt, somebody called Dell and tell them I ain't going to be in, you know? But, that's the life of a feral grandma. Now, since I had such a really long stall during my weight loss and health journey, I'm willing to bet that I put some bone back into my bones, some mass there. Because I have learned, watching Bart K and others, we're not eating calories. That's like saying I'm eating photons today. There's no rest mass. We eat mass. That's what our body needs. We need a certain mass of protein and a certain, protein. I'm kind of reminded of an old commercial about a spot remover. It's like, protein gets out protein. Well, protein puts protein in. And there are some proteins that you just don't get enough of if you're not eating meat. Although the only thing that will come up in a conversation if somebody in the family is vegan is B12. If you don't get B12, you're going to be hurting. There's other vitamins and minerals that pretty much only come from meat. I mean, hit Chili's for a surf and turf. It ain't gonna kill you. Go to Joe's Crab Shack and sit there eating peel and eat shrimp for half an hour. Whatever works for you. If what works for you is the cheaper shrimp over at the grocery store, then get the cheaper shrimp over at the grocery store. I used to buy shrimp and clean them by hand to make sweet and sour shrimp to serve my family, and then give my kids grief if I did all that work all afternoon and they wouldn't eat it. Because it was something I could put some bell peppers in and the husband would eat it. But I don't do that lately because I don't need the sugary sauce. I need proteins. But now our special evening with the Grand Master is over, and it's time for me to get myself home. There's a little dog waiting. But it's not quite 8:30, and I was at least nice enough to let him know that it was a Grand Master evening, and people would be testing, and things might get weird. Because I love my friends. Also, I showed up with a selection of jars for my various people there. Guava spread. I'm not eating that anymore. It's great on a hot waffle with some butter, or without some butter. Get those toaster waffles, and they pop up, and they're a little crisp on the outside. And you don't even have to butter it. Just spread some guava spread on it. That stuff's got some serious voodoo when you're cooking it. And I made some vanilla sugar for a fellow tea drinker. I said, try this in some chai or something. But I put a whole vanilla bean in a little half-pint jar with some sugar in the raw. You know, the unbleached turbinado sugar. It smelled so awesome just going together. And you've got to split those vanilla beans to get all those little micro seeds out of the inside of it and into the sugar. But that was awesome. One thing I've done in the past is to make peach jam with habaneros in it. It's a little bit zippy, but it's got fans. And then I share it around, like hand out jars like candy. And my own family doesn't eat this stuff. I mean, I can get the best organic fruit or stuff sold in an odd corner of a parking lot and cook it as nicely as I can. And my family is like, ew, canning, botulism, bleh. My husband eats sweets like it's going out of style. And he drinks sweet stuff. And You would think if anybody would eat some sweet stuff, he would. No. And for those who are interested in numbers, look it up. Botulism is more likely to occur from improperly handled retail canned products, not the stuff your friendly local feral grandma makes. There is, like, of all the cases of botulism that have occurred over the last year or 5 years or 10 years, whatever the numbers are, it's like 4 from home canned and the rest from retail stuff. So, if your aunt makes something nice for you, just say thank you and try it. And learn to pickle something. I have got to take some fermented garlic in a jar with a tight lid for one friend. She's a nurse, so she understands how important it is to have the availability of things that don't always seem very normal. If someone in your family is on a low FODMAP diet, fermenting certain seasonings and vegetables, which includes garlic, is how to put it back on the menu for them. Garlic would usually be off the menu, but when it's fermented, it might be okay. I mean, who knows? You gotta try it to be sure. But I'll tell you what, after I got it done and moved it all out of the fermentation crock into a big old jar, and some of it was pretty. I had read in the instructions that some of your cloves of garlic might turn pink or green depending on the level of enzymes and the process. All the starch in it will slowly adjust to sugars, especially after you eat it. But wherever that's at, it affects, more than one thing affects what happens in the fermentation. And some of them came out with an almost translucent jade color, and some of them came out kind of pink. It's like I wasn't planting flowers, I was fermenting garlic. But it was nice. It was good to see. Now, summer is coming eventually. So there might be a day soon when it's time to make more sauerkraut. Cabbage is cheap, and if you like sauerkraut, you might as well, because German sausage goes well with it. You can also have it with hot dogs, and some people have it with pork chops. Whatever you want to do. If you've never made sauerkraut before, you can do this in a large jar, but you need some kind of weight to put on top of it. My weight was not small enough to really hold this stuff packed down in last time I made some. And I'm the only one in my house who had any. Loki does not eat ferments. He'll drink the occasional ferment, but I don't mean kombucha. But everyone's picky about something. Now it's time for me to go home. So, y'all, try to live an interesting life. Live a purposefully interesting life. Find something you like to do. I like my Kung Fu and Tai Chi. Shaolin Kung Fu is the name of the school. In Round Rock, Texas. And I recommend them, seriously. In fact, that's where I was when I came up with the feral grandma. Or I was talking to somebody, I said, what do you like the sound of better, this or this? And they like the sound of a feral grandma. But that's kind of like the idea I mean, the words domestic housewife lead to the idea of the possibility of a feral housewife, which kind of gives some of us new goals. But I'm not just sitting around the house, I'm doing things. Now, y'all be safe. Take care. I gotta plug my phone in. Be safe, take care, what else? Make Grandma proud. I love you. Be safe out there. All right, bye-bye.